What if I told you that a college dropout who once lived with 5 roommates and worked as a bartender would become a billionaire, an investor on Shark Tank, and the owner of the Dallas Mavericks? Mark Cuban didn't just get lucky, he hustled his way to the top, and his path was filled with scandal, rejection, and ruthless business tactics. Today, we're diving into the gritty and inspiring rise of Mark Cuban, from his first hustle to building a multi-billion-dollar empire. Before we dive into Cuban's remarkable journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay connected to the Millionaire Lux Room. Here, we uncover millionaire success stories packed with scandal, grit, and lessons you can use to build your own path to wealth. Hit the bell to be notified when we release our next deep dive. In today's video, we'll explore the rise of Mark Cuban, from living on a shoestring budget to becoming one of the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the world. By the end of this video, you'll learn how Cuban turned failure into opportunity, the hustles that made him rich, and the high-stakes risks that paid off. Stay tuned, because the strategies you'll uncover could transform the way you approach business and wealth. Mark Cuban was born in 1958 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to a working-class family. His father worked as an automobile upholsterer, and his grandfather was a migrant from Russia. From an early age, Cuban learned the value of hard work and hustling. His entrepreneurial spirit was clear even in childhood. At just 12 years old, Cuban sold garage bags door-to-door to make money so he could buy basketball shoes. That's right, while other kids were playing, Cuban was out making his first sales. Cuban's hunger for success only grew. In high school, he started selling stamps and coins, and by the time he was in college, Cuban had a variety of side hustles, from teaching disco lessons to organizing college bar tours. But here's where things get interesting. Cuban didn't follow the traditional path to success. He attended Indiana University not because of its academic reputation, but because it was the cheapest school on the list of top business programs. Cuban wasn't interested in getting a prestigious degree. He was interested in making the most of his limited resources. However, he dropped out of his first college, the University of Pittsburgh, before transferring to Indiana. Cuban's college years were marked by hustles. He was always working on something, from bartending to selling party tickets. But despite all his efforts, Cuban wasn't rolling in cash. After graduating from Indiana University with a degree in business administration, he moved to Dallas in 1982, hoping to make his mark. But things didn't go as planned. When Cuban arrived in Dallas, he wasn't a millionaire, he was broke. In fact, Cuban lived in a 3-bedroom apartment with 5 roommates and worked as a bartender before getting a job at a software company. But here's where the grit of Mark Cuban's story really starts to show. Cuban wasn't content with just being an employee, he wanted more. He was always looking for ways to take things to the next level. One day, when a client asked him for help installing software, Cuban saw an opportunity to make a sale. But to do it, he needed to go to the client's office, and that meant skipping his regular duties at the store. Cuban decided to take the risk, but it backfired. When his boss found he wasn't at work, Cuban was fired on the spot. Most people would have seen this as a setback, but Cuban turned it into an opportunity. He decided to start his own company, MicroSolutions, using the knowledge he'd gained from working at the software company. MicroSolutions specialized in computer software and systems integration, and this is where Cuban's true entrepreneurial journey began. MicroSolutions wasn't an overnight success, but Cuban was relentless. He worked day and night, leveraging his connections and hustling for new clients. Cuban's company started small, but quickly gained traction by offering innovative solutions to the growing tech market. MicroSolutions began attracting big clients, including Perot Systems, and Cuban's hustle was finally paying off. After years of hard work, Cuban sold MicroSolutions to CompuServe in 1990 for $6 million, pocketing $2 million after taxes. For most people, this would have been a career-defining moment, a huge payout that would allow them to retire comfortably. But Cuban was just getting started. With millions in the bank, Cuban began thinking even bigger. His next move would define his legacy and catapult him into the world of billionaires. In 1995, Cuban's life took a dramatic turn when his college friend Todd Wagner approached him with an idea. Wagner wanted to stream live sports over the internet, and Cuban immediately saw the potential. Together, they founded AudioNet, which would later be renamed Broadcast.com. The company allowed users to listen to live radio broadcasts of sporting events, news, and entertainment online, an idea that was far ahead of its time. Cuban's investment in Broadcast.com wasn't just financial. He poured his energy and passion into making it successful. Within a few short years, Broadcast.com grew rapidly, attracting millions of users and becoming one of the hottest tech companies of the late 1990s. In 1999, at the height of the dot-com bubble, Cuban made a bold move. He sold Broadcast.com to Yahoo for an incredible $5.7 billion in stock. This was the defining moment of Cuban's career. But here's the kicker. Cuban knew the bubble was about to burst. Instead of holding onto his Yahoo stock, he immediately hedged his shares, protecting his newfound fortune. When the dot-com bubble finally burst, Cuban was one of the few who came out unscathed and with billions in the bank. With billions in his pocket, Cuban could have retired and lived a life of luxury. But he wasn't done. In 2000, he made another bold move by purchasing a majority stake in the Dallas Mavericks for $285 million. At the time, the Mavericks were a failing franchise with a poor reputation and a string of losing seasons, but Cuban saw potential where others saw failure. Cuban didn't just buy the team, he transformed it. Known for his hands-on and often controversial management style, Cuban wasn't afraid to challenge NBA executives, referees, and even other owners. He revolutionized how the Mavericks were run, from upgrading their facilities to personally sitting courtside at games and getting involved in every aspect of the team's operations. Cuban's approach paid off. Under his leadership, the Mavericks became NBA champions in 2011, a moment that solidified Cuban's place as one of the most influential owners in professional sports. But his time as the Mavericks owner hasn't been without controversy. Cuban has been fined millions of dollars by the NBA for criticizing referees and engaging in public spats. Yet for Cuban, these fines were just the cost of doing business. Mark Cuban's career has been marked by more than just business success. He's no stranger to controversy and legal battles. In 2004, Cuban faced insider trading allegations from the Securities and Exchange Commission, known as the SEC. The SEC claimed that Cuban had sold shares of a Canadian search engine company, Mama.com, after learning confidential information that the company was planning a private stock offering. Cuban was accused of avoiding $750,000 in losses through insider knowledge. But Cuban didn't back down. He fought the charges in court for over 5 years, and in 2013 he was cleared of all charges, marking a major victory for Cuban's reputation. Throughout the trial, Cuban maintained that the charges were politically motivated and that he had not done anything wrong. His victory against the SEC only solidified his image as a ruthless businessman who wasn't afraid to fight back. Cuban's confrontational style has earned him both praise and criticism. He's known for speaking his mind, often clashing with officials and public figures. Yet, despite the controversies, Cuban has continued to thrive, becoming one of the most respected and successful entrepreneurs in the world. In 2011, Mark Cuban joined the cast of Shark Tank, the popular TV show where entrepreneurs pitch their businesses to a panel of wealthy investors. Cuban quickly became one of the show's most popular and aggressive sharks. Known for his blunt feedback and willingness to invest big, Cuban's presence on the show turned him into a household name. Cuban has made dozens of deals on Shark Tank, investing in a wide variety of businesses, from tech startups to food companies. His time on the show has only expanded his influence, giving him a platform to mentor up-and-coming entrepreneurs and continue building his empire. So, what can we learn from Mark Cuban's rise to billionaire status? First, there's hustle. From selling garbage bags door-to-door as a kid to starting MicroSolutions and Broadcast.com, Cuban's success is built on a foundation of hard work and constant hustling. He didn't wait for opportunities to come to him, he created them. Next, calculated risk. Cuban has always taken risks, but they've been smart risks. He sold Broadcast.com at the height of the dot-com bubble and hedged his Yahoo stock just before the crash, showing an incredible ability to anticipate market trends and protect his wealth. Finally, Cuban's story is a lesson in resilience. From getting fired to battling the SEC, Cuban never let setbacks stop him. He fought back, learned from his mistakes, and continued to build bigger and better things. Even with billions in the bank, Mark Cuban isn't slowing down. He continues to invest in new technologies, mentor entrepreneurs, and build his businesses. His commitment to innovation and entrepreneurship shows no signs of fading. Cuban remains a powerful voice in the business world and an example of how hustle, grit, and calculated risk can lead to incredible success. Mark Cuban's journey is more than just a wild success story. It's a roadmap for anyone willing to hustle, take smart risks, and never settle for less. You don't need billions of dollars to follow in his footsteps. What matters is resilience, calculated risk, and the ability to turn setbacks into opportunities. If you're ready to disrupt your industry and build something that lasts, Cuban's story shows that anything is possible with the right mindset. If this deep dive into the gritty rise of Mark Cuban has inspired you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay connected to the Millionaire Lux Room, your go-to channel for millionaire success stories full of grit, scandal, and lessons you can use to carve your own path to success. Check out our latest video where we uncover even more shocking secrets to building wealth. Subscribe now, and let's uncover the next billionaire's blueprint together.